Assalamu alaikum dear students. In the last lecture of chapter 2 mathematical methods, we have studied resolution of vectors. Now let's proceed the chapter. The next topic we have multiplication of vectors. As we had seen addition and subtraction of vectors of the same type to get the resultant vectors of the same type. But when we multiply the vectors of the same or different types, we are getting a new physical quantity which may be either a scalar quantity or a vector quantity. Also, the multiplication of a scalar with scalar is always a scalar quantity, and the multiplication of a scalar with vector is always a vector quantity. Now here in this topic we will study about the multiplication of the vectors in terms of scalar product, which is also called as dot product, and vector product, which is also known as cross product. First of all, let us see scalar product or dot product. The scalar product or dot product is to be stated as the scalar product or dot product of two non-zero vectors, vector p and vector q, is defined as the product of magnitudes of the two vectors and the cosine of the angle theta between the two vectors. When we are multiplying the two vector quantity and hence we are getting the value of the multiplication as a scalar quantity, so the multiplication is said to be a scalar product. By means of a dot in between the two vectors which shows the multiplication between the two vectors, it is also called as dot product. Let us assume that two vectors are given in magnitude and direction, that is vector p and vector q. By putting a dot in between them to get the multiplication of these two vectors, the result is to be given as the product of magnitude of these two vectors and cosine of the angle theta between these two vectors. The magnitude of the vector p is p, magnitude of the vector q is q, and theta is the angle between vector p and q. So here vector p dot vector q is given as p q cos theta. Now give it equation number 1. So the two vectors which is given in magnitude and direction and multiplied with each other by making an angle theta between these two vectors. So the result of the multiplication will be the product of magnitude of the two vectors and cosine of the angle theta between these two vectors. This is the scalar product or known as dot product, as the result will be obtained as a scalar quantity. Here we are multiplying the two vector quantities and the multiplication will be given the result as a scalar quantity, that is why it is said to be the scalar product. Now let us see the characteristics of scalar product. The first characteristic is given: the scalar product of two vectors is equivalent to the product of magnitude of one vector with the magnitude of the component of the other vector in the direction of the first. As when the two vectors are multiplied together and as per the scalar product, It is given as product of magnitude of the two vectors and cosine of the angle between them. Its first characteristic is given like the scalar product of the two vectors is equal to the product of magnitude of the one vector, and another is to be taken as the magnitude of the component of the another vector which is in the direction of first. Let us see. As for example, two vectors, vector p and vector q, are given in magnitude and direction, and the angle between them is theta. The vector p having its component as p q cos theta in the direction of q there. This component is to be determined by dropping a perpendicular line from the point P over here on the vector OQ. So, this much value we are obtaining by using this right angle triangle. The value of the cos theta will be adjacent upon hypotenuse, and hence the adjacent upon hypotenuse is P. So, the value of the adjacent we are getting as P into cos theta. Similarly, from the point Q, we are dropping a perpendicular line on the vector P, and in this right angle triangle, this adjacent we are getting by taking the value of cos theta, which is adjacent upon hypotenuse, and hypotenuse over here is Q. So, the value of this adjacent we are getting as q cos theta. As per the first characteristic of the scalar product, we are writing vector p dot vector q is equal to pq cos theta, and we are writing the same thing as the product of magnitude of the first vector, and in bracket we are writing as q cos theta. Q cos theta is nothing but the component of the magnitude of the second vector in the direction of first, as q cos theta is nothing but the component of the second vector in the direction of the first vector. So, here the scalar product is to be given as p into q cos theta, as p is the magnitude of the first vector and q cos theta is the component of the second vector in the direction of first vector. Similarly, the same pq cos theta we can write as q into p cos theta, where q is the magnitude of one vector and p cos theta over here is the component of another vector in the direction of first vector. So, it is to be given like vector p dot vector q is equal to q into component of vector p in the direction of q. So, we can write vector p dot vector q as the product of magnitude of the first vector and component of another vector in the direction of first vector there. This is the first characteristic of the scalar product, and by using this characteristic we can write vector p dot vector q as p into q cos theta and also q into p cos theta. The second characteristic of a scalar product is scalar product obeys the commutative law of vector multiplication. That means, if we are changing the order of multiplication, we are obtaining the same result, as vector p dot vector q gives the result as p q cos theta if we are changing the order of this multiplication, we are writing it as qp cos theta. That means we are multiplying vector q with vector p. It is vector q dot vector p. So either we are writing vector p dot vector q or vector q dot vector p, the result remains same. It is nothing but the multiplication of magnitude of the two vectors and cosine of the angle between them. Hence, we can say that the scalar product obeys the commutative law of vector multiplication. The third characteristic of scalar product is scalar product obeys the distributive law of multiplication. That means when three vectors are to be there in magnitude and direction in such a way that two vectors are added together and it is multiplied with one vector, as it is given, for example, vector p dot vector q plus vector r, where vector q and vector r are added together and it is multiplied with vector p. So here we can apply the distributive law of multiplication. That means vector p is to be multiplied with vector q and then this addition, and vector p is also multiplied with vector r. So this is the distributive law of multiplication, as vector p dot vector q plus vector r. So it is to be written as vector p dot vector q plus vector p dot vector r. So this is the third characteristic of a scalar product. Now the fourth characteristic of the scalar product is given in terms of its special cases. The special cases of the scalar product, that is vector p dot vector q, which is given as pq cos theta, as first of all, if theta is 0, that means the angle between the two vectors which are multiplied together is 0, means we are talking about the two vectors which are parallel to each other. As the angle theta will be 0, so here we can say that these two vector p and vector q are parallel to each other. Then what will be the value of vector p dot vector q? So here we have to substitute the value there, as vector p dot vector q is pq cos theta. The value of the theta is 0 and hence value of cos 0 degree will be 1. 1 is to be multiplied with pq and we are getting the result as pq only. That means when the two vectors are multiplied together and the angle between them is 0, means the two vectors are parallel to each other, then the result of the multiplication will be the product of the magnitude of the two vectors. Here we are taking the product of magnitude of vector p and magnitude of vector q. Similarly, when the unit vectors are multiplied there, like vector I is multiplied with vector I, that means the angle between them is 0, they are parallel to each other, and also vector j is multiplied with vector j, again vector j are parallel to each other, and vector k is multiplied with vector k, the angle between these two vectors is 0. As we are getting the result of the multiplication of these two vectors as the product of magnitude of these two vectors. So vector I dot vector I will be given as product of magnitude of vector I and vector I, which will be gives as I square. Vector j dot vector j will be given the result as magnitude of the vector j multiplied with magnitude of vector j, which will be is equal to j square. and the magnitude of vector j is square there. Similarly, vector k dot vector k will be given the result as magnitude of vector k into magnitude of vector k, which will be k square. The value of this I square, j square and k square will be obtaining as 1. As the value of I square is given a -1, here we are considering the magnitude only, so we are supposed to write as 1. Similarly, we are taking the value of j square as 1 and value of k square as 1 in magnitude there. Now, if we are having different value of theta, for example, if the theta is given as 180 degree, that means the two vectors, vector p and vector q, are anti-parallel to each other. If vector p is directed in the right hand side, so the vector q must be directed in the left hand side, and the angle between them is 180 degree. So the scalar product of these two vectors is to be given as vector p dot vector q is equal to pq cos theta. The value of theta is 180 degree. Hence, we are supposed to take the value of the cos 180 degree, which gives the value as -1. This -1 is to be multiplied with pq, and hence we are getting minus pq. So, when the angle between the two vectors is 180 degree or two vectors are anti-parallel to each other, so their scalar product would be negative of product of magnitude of the given vectors there. Now, if the angle theta between the two vectors is 90 degree, that means the two vectors are mutually perpendicular to each other, then the value of the scalar product of the two vectors will be vector p dot vector q is equal to pq cos theta. The value of theta is 90 degree, so that we have to write down the value of cos 90 degree, which is 0, and 0 is multiplied with p into q gives the result as 0. That means the value of vector p dot vector q we are obtaining as 0 there. So, when the two vectors are mutually perpendicular to each other, the scalar product would be 0 there. And as we know that I cap, j cap and k cap are the unit vectors along x, y and z axis respectively, and these axes are mutually perpendicular to each other. So, when we are multiplying unit vector I with unit vector j, so unit vector I is there along x axis and j is there along y axis, and x and y axis are perpendicular to each other. So, the scalar product of I cap and j cap would be 0. Similarly, j cap dot k cap is also give the result as 0, because j cap is the unit vector along y axis and k cap is the unit vector along z axis. Y and z axis are perpendicular to each other, making the angle of 90 degree. That is why j cap dot k cap is also 0. And also vector k, unit vector k and unit vector I, their product will give the result as 0, as k cap is the unit vector along z axis and I cap is the unit vector along x axis, and z axis and x axis are perpendicular to each other, making an angle 90 degree. That is why the product of I cap and k cap is also 0 there. So, we can write I cap dot j cap is equal to j cap dot k cap is equal to k cap dot I cap is equal to 0. Now, if we are changing the order of the multiplication over here, as we had already discussed that scalar product obeys the commutative law. If we are changing the order of multiplication of the two vectors, the result will remain same. That means, if we are writing j cap dot I cap the value will be given as 0. K cap dot j cap, the result will remain same as 0. I cap dot k cap will also give the result as 0. So, here we had discussed the 3 cases for the different value of the angles between vector P and vector Q. The next characteristic is given if the two vectors are equal, that is they are having the same magnitude and direction, then what will be the product over there. So, here when vector P is equal to vector Q, then we can say that vector P dot vector Q is equal to, as per the formula, it is P Q cos theta. As these two vectors having the same magnitude and same direction, as they are having the same direction, so we can say that the angle between these two vectors is 0. That's why the value of the cos 0 will be 1. Then remaining is PQ only. Now the magnitude is also same. So we can say that it is P into P or Q into Q. That means when the two vectors are equal having the same magnitude and direction, so their scalar product will be the square of magnitude of either a vector. That means vector P dot vector Q will be given the result as P square or Q square. We can write vector P dot vector Q as P square, and also we can write vector P dot vector Q as Q square. So here we had seen multiplication of vectors. There are two types of multiplication of vectors. One is said to be a scalar product and another is said to be a vector product. We had discussed about a scalar product or a dot product, which is to be defined as the scalar product or dot product of two non-zero vectors, vector P and vector Q, is defined as the product of magnitudes of the two vectors and the cosine of the angle theta between the two vectors. The scalar product of the vector P and vector Q is to be written as vector P dot vector Q, which is equal to PQ cos theta, where P and Q are the magnitudes of the vector P and vector Q, and theta is the angle between vector P and vector Q. After that, we had seen the characteristics of a scalar product. First, the scalar product of the two vectors is equivalent to the product of magnitude of one vector with the magnitude of the component of other vector in the direction of first, and hence it is to be written as vector P dot vector Q as P into Q cos theta, where Q cos theta is the component of Q in the direction of P, and also vector P dot vector Q is written as Q into P cos theta, where P cos theta is the component of vector P in the direction of vector Q there. Then the second characteristic we have studied, the scalar product obeys the commutative law of vector multiplication. That means if the order of multiplication we are changing, the result will remain same. Vector P dot vector Q we are getting as PQ cos theta, as well as when we are changing the order, it is to be written as vector Q dot vector P. The same result is to be obtained, that is QP cos theta. Hence, in the scalar product, vector P dot vector Q can also be written as vector Q dot vector P. That's why it is said to be like obeys the commutative law of vector multiplication. The third characteristic we had studied, that the scalar product obeys distributive law of multiplication. That means vector P dot in bracket vector Q plus vector R is there. So vector P is multiplied with each term involved in the bracket, and hence it is to be written as vector P dot vector Q plus vector P dot vector R. After that, we had seen the next characteristic of a scalar product, which consists of the special cases as per the different values of angle. When the angle theta is 0 between the two vectors, that means when the two vectors vector p and vector q are parallel to each other, then the value of vector p dot vector q is equal to p into q. That means when the angle between the two vector is 0, the two vectors are parallel to each other, then their scalar product would be multiplication of magnitudes of the two vectors there. Then by using the same concept, we can give the scalar product of the unit vectors as I cap dot I cap is equal to j cap dot j cap is equal to k cap dot k cap is equal to 1. Then the second case for the angle which is equal to 180 degree, that means when the two vectors are anti-parallel to each other, the scalar product of the two vectors will be negative of product of magnitudes of the two vectors. As the value of cos 180 degree is minus 1, that's why vector p dot vector q is equal to minus pq. And if the angle between the two vectors is 90 degree, that means when the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then scalar product of the two vectors is 0. That is vector p dot vector q is 0 as cos 90 degree is 0 there. And by using this, we can write the scalar product of the unit vectors which are mutually perpendicular to each other. That is I cap dot j cap is equal to j cap dot k cap is equal to k cap dot I cap is 0, and hence scalar product of the two vectors obeys the commutative law of vector multiplication. So we can say j cap dot I cap is equal to k cap dot j cap is equal to I cap dot k cap is equal to 0. Then the next characteristic we had studied, if vector p is equal to vector q, that means over here when the two vectors are having the same magnitude and direction, then the scalar product of the two vector will be is equal to square of the magnitude of any one vector. That means vector p is equal to vector q is given, so vector p dot vector q will be is equal to either p square or q square. So here we had seen these much characteristics of a scalar product. The remaining characteristics of a scalar product we will discuss next time, and the chapter will be continued next time in the next lecture. Thank you.